Hey guys, Andy here, and I'm here to bring you all things mundane and makeup related. Let's survive. I'd love it if you would subscribe to be part of my little slice of the internet. And in today's video, I am bringing you my empties for Q1. So this is going to be everything that I've emptied from January, February, March, and this first week of April, but shh, we don't need to talk about that. But if you want to see all of my trash, hear my thoughts, opinions, and everything on these products, then let's go ahead and just get on into it. So I have now been keeping a spreadsheet of when I empty something, how much it cost, how many uses it took, if it was something that I kept track of uses on, my comments, which I tried to write in there, how I got the item, just to give you guys more details on said products. So things that are on top are going to be a lot of skincare, but that's okay. We're gonna get into it. So this very first item here, this is the Neutrogena alcohol-free toner. It is also fragrance-free. It's free of a lot of things. Parabens, phthalates, sulfates, hypoallergenic. I bought this just because I was out of a toner and needed a toner. It's $6.27 from Walmart, and that is where I purchased this. It is an 8-ounce toner. That's 78 cents per ounce, or 3 pennies per gram. So, yeah, it wasn't bad. I just didn't feel like this did anything. I didn't feel like it really helped get the makeup out of my pores. I do prefer an alcohol-free toner. I feel that alcohol really does bother my skin. So I do like that it was alcohol and fragrance-free. That was very nice. But other than that, I just didn't feel like it did much in regards of pulling those impurities out of my skin. So I don't think that I would repurchase this again. But like if I was in a pinch, like it did the basic bare minimum. So, you know, not to say I would never get this again, but I wouldn't go out of my way to get it. Then we have, this is something, and this looks hideous, so I'm going to try to hold this back here. But this is the Mixsoon Bean Cleansing Oil. This retails for $25 full price. I did get this in PR. So I got this sent to me from Yes Style in a big old box with a whole bunch of other Mixsoon products. This took forever. This has 6.59 ounces in it. So that's $3.79 an ounce is what we're getting in here, which I don't think is too bad. This was a very nice oil. It took all of my makeup off very quickly, though I had to double cleanse to get this off. But I'm going to do that anytime I use a cleansing oil or a cleansing balm. Personally, I prefer a cleansing oil. I just think it's easier than using a cleansing balm. And this one was nice. I will say, when I got halfway through it, it's like it changed texture, which was odd. It still worked, but it's like it didn't work as efficiently, and I had to use more of this to get my makeup off. And that was unfortunate. But if I was making a purchase on Yes Style, I would absolutely get this. I really did enjoy it. It was a very nice cleansing oil. Then let's see here. We have the Ciate London Vitamin Boost Setting Spray. This retails for $22 full price. You get 2.53 ounces, which would give you $8.70 an ounce of this product. I got this through BoxyCharm, my very last one, and I did really like this. It was hydrating and refreshing, though I don't feel like it did anything to extend the wear of my makeup. If I were to get this again, this would be more of a skincare spray for me, is more where I would put this than with my makeup. But it took me 14 uses to use this up entirely, which would be $1.57 per use. And like I said, I don't think I would go out of my way to repurchase this, but if I got it in a subscription box or something, I wouldn't be mad about it, but I would put it with my skincare and not with my makeup. Let's just get all of these out of the way. that's it. So I have 2 of the Equate Sensitive wipes, which let me get up. The 2 where those are. Where are they? Excuse me, where did I put those? Oh. So these are $3.74 a piece. I get these at Walmart. I don't really want to go by the ounces and whatnot because they're heavy. You get 40 wipes in these. If I'm going to buy wipes from Walmart, these are the ones that I want. I want the sensitive ones. These are the wipes that I prefer. As you can see, I have 2 of them because these are the ones that I would always repurchase if I go to Walmart. The wipes that I currently am using, I have a pack that I got off Amazon that I really, really enjoy. And then I like getting the 4 packs of the Beauty Concepts, I think, wipes from TJ Maxx or Marshalls. But when I'm in a pinch and I can't go to Marshalls or I'm not going to make an Amazon order, these are my favorite wipes from Walmart. One time they were out of the sensitive ones and I went with the pink grapefruit. Same price, same amount of wipes. These were horrible. They had barely any cleanser on the wipes. I ended up actually dumping in some eye makeup remover into the pack because they were just so dry. Normally, I could take one of these wipes, remove all of my swatches while I'm doing my makeup, and any videos I'm going to film, and still have a wet wipe for after. I'd use 2 to 3 of these for this one. So I would never buy these pink grapefruit ones again. Ever. So, there's that. Then we have a sheet mask. This is from Rael Beauty, and it's their collagen mask. Let me go look at this. I did purchase this, but I got it on clearance for $2.09. It was a plump and smooth facial sheet mask. It's free of all the things. This was really nice. So this was so juicy. The sheet mask, like the cut of the mask itself, was small for my face. But it had so much extra serum even in this packet so that when I was done with the mask, I could put it on my face after. It felt so great on the skin. I would 100% go buy more of these. And if they had other ones, I would get them. I love sheet masks. I prefer sheet masks to wash off masks personally. But this was really, really wonderful, and especially for $2. I don't know what the actual retail, I didn't look up what the actual retail value was, but I got it on clearance for $2, and I'm very, very happy with it. I also we have a bunch of single-use stuff in here, but I guess we'll get to those when we get to those. I have the Borboleta Breakdown Oil-Free Makeup Remover. I did finally finish this. Where did I put that? Because I got this in... There it is. I got this in a BoxyCharm. But it was a nice makeup remover. I never used this on my face, though. I use this for swatches only, and it worked fantastic. It got anything and everything, waterproof, everything off of my skin. If I was in the market for a makeup remover like this, I would go purchase this again. It retails for $20 for 3.38 ounces. So it was really, really nice. I don't use those kind of makeup removers on my face. We have another BoxyCharm. This is the Lauren's Brightening Skin Pads. These were $38 full price. I got 25 uses out of these because I think there were 50 pads, which is $1.52 per use. I don't feel like these did anything at all. They weren't very wet. They are not even a whole month's worth of pads in here. Like I said, I got 25 uses. A month would be at least 30, if not 31. Yeah, 50 pads in container is what I wrote. So They have lactic acid and plant extracts, is what they say, and it just didn't feel like they exfoliated or did anything. And it came with a little set of tongs. Those broke immediately, which was really disheartening because I wanted to keep those tongs. We have from Evio Skin, the hydrogel eye masks. It says I have 2. Haha, I do. I've done 2 of them. So I used 2 of these. They're $3 per set. So both of these were $3. They're nice. I like under eye patches. I really do. I think they're nice. These were an Ipsy add-on. It was a set of 3. I had already used a set last year. I got these in December, I believe. But they were very nice and refreshing. I would not go out of my way to purchase these from the website. But, you know, I like eye masks, so they're there. Then I also have this Grace and Stella collagen boosting eye mask that I got in a declutter. And this is $1.67 full price. And the way I found that out is it's $40 for 24 of these. But I did not care for this. It wasn't juicy. Like, even when I immediately put it on, it wasn't juicy. And I want a very juicy under eye mask. So, did not like that. I would not purchase those. Oh, this one hurt my heart. This was a declutter to me. This is from Beekman 1802, and it's their pure goat milk lotion. It was a little lotion. Oh, so sad. I'm so sad this is gone. This would retail for $22 for this 2-ounce container, which I would pay that. It was a very nice lightweight formula. It had just a slight scent because of the goat milk. I have another lotion I'm going through right now, but I would absolutely repurchase. Well, not repurchase, but I would purchase their lotion. I like Beekman 1802 as a brand. I think they seem like a very nice company. Let's pull out some spritzes and sprays. We have the e.l.f. Power Grip Setting Spray. This retails for $10 for 2.7 ounces. And this guy was from Influencers, so I did not pay for this. And I did not enjoy it. I would not purchase this either. I did not enjoy the spray itself. The mister on this, so fine. So beautiful. But the actual spray, so it was a biphase that you had to mix. And I didn't like it. It's not an all-nighter dupe. It made my face feel very tight. And I just didn't like it. It took me 21 uses to use this guy up. So it'd be 47 cents a use. And at that, it's not horrible. But I would not buy it. And then we also have, for sprays, the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix. This retails for $35 for 3.38 ounces. And this guy I got in a BoxyCharm. And I was about to buy this anyway when BoxyCharm sent this my way. So I was so excited when this was one of my choice items because I loved this. I loved this so much. I'm sad that I don't have it anymore. It's beautiful. I would 100% repurchase this. This also took me 21 uses to use, which is $1.66 per use. And at that, I would pay that to use this every time. I loved this. I loved this more than the MAC Fix Plus. It was gorgeous and stunning and beautiful. And we love her. And let's pull out some more tubes. Let's see. We have Nip and Fab. This is the Vitamin C Tonic. I got this from BoxyCharm, and I think that it was fine. But it's small. It's a very small bottle for a toner. You get 3.38 ounces, and I use toner every day. So I go through toner very, very quickly. And it's fine. It's $22.95 for this bottle, though. And no thank you. I don't feel like it did enough to warrant the price for the size for me to repurchase. I feel like I'm very picky with my toners. Then we have another item from Mixsoon. So like I said, I got this in PR from Yes Style. This one is the Bifida Ferment Essence. So it had no scent. It was very thin and watery. It didn't feel like much of anything on the skin, which was nice, but I just also don't feel like it did anything. I'm very particular about my essences. I'm currently using the Snail Mucin one, and I really like the viscosity of that one. But I just don't feel like this did anything, so I would not purchase that, but it didn't do anything negative to my skin, so maybe it just wasn't necessary. We have from Dermalactives, this is their Apple Cider Toning Mist. Now, look, the toner itself ate away at the like metal polish that was on the bottle, and that made me so wary on this. But I got this from BoxyCharm. It was fine, but this retails for $75 for 2.53 ounces. I would never purchase this for that. It was great. I really did enjoy the product, but for that price, like, I could never go out and purchase this. But if it ever came to me again in a box, I'd be more than happy to use it up. But I could never warrant going out and repurchasing it. Then we have a body scrub. I was like, what am I looking at? Where are you? This is the Pamper and Polish body scrub. I also got this from Ipsy. So this is full size, and it's only 1.76 ounces for $30. I complained about this when we got it, and it's supposed to be sugar and coconut. The only time I could smell the scent is when I very first opened it. Even now, the bottle doesn't smell like anything. It smells like absolutely nothing. There was a nice grit to the scrub, so that is nice. But I only got 2 uses out of this, so it's just not worth the money. I have found the only scrubs that are worth the money are the Tree Hut scrubs. So, you take it or you leave it. Let's see. Now we're going back to some makeup. We have the NYX Pressed Powder. I finished. This was in the shade Fair. I'm very proud to have finished this powder. I did purchase this. It was $9.50. This was so soft and silky on the under eyes. I loved it. It was the perfect shade for me. As I said, I have Fair. I would absolutely repurchase this. I have only one pressed powder right now, so I might pick this up, but I can't believe I'm into pressed powders. I only have 20 recorded uses, but I had a little bit of use on this prior to that. But at 20 recorded uses, that would put it at 48 cents a use, and I would pay that in a heartbeat. It was so good. Then we also have the Laura Mercier Translucent Pure Setting Spray 16 Hour. It's an invisible hydrating setting spray. It's a little mini. I got this from Ipsy. So the full price is $21 for this size. I got 11 uses out of this little guy, which would put it at $1.90 per use. And I don't know. It's got a very fine spray, which I like. But I don't see where they say 16-hour wear with this, because I just don't feel like it, again, that it did much to prolong the wear of my makeup. I wouldn't go out of my way to purchase this, but I wouldn't be mad if I got another one. That's kind of how I feel about a lot of Laura Mercier products. Like, I wouldn't go out of my way to purchase them, but I wouldn't be mad if I get them in my collection. Let's see. Next, we have the Makeup Revolution and Fortnite Supply Llama Primer. This is the Dewy Swirl Primer. I purchased this myself, and I also don't feel like this did much. It did hydrate. It was a nice, like, gel primer. It had a beautiful swirl, kind of like the Stila, but this didn't do anything like the Stila does. But it sank into the skin quickly. It looked nice. It gave me a little bit of a glow and hydration. You can't repurchase this because it was a limited edition collection, but even if I could, I don't think that I would, because they're just better things. It's $11.98 full price. I have 16 recorded uses, but I had quite a bit of use prior. But that would make it 75 cents a use. And I just, I was happy to see it gone. Now we have the e.l.f. HD setting powder. This was in the shade Soft Luminance. I did purchase this. This was my oldest but most favorite powder, and I'm so sad that it's gone. I would absolutely repurchase this once I work my way through a few of my loose powders that I have in my collection. But this is $6 full price. I had 10 recorded uses, but again, this had so much use prior that, that would have made it 60 cents a use. But even at 60 cents a use, I would still repurchase it. I still loved it very, very, very much. Some things that aren't going to be recorded here. I have one sponge. They are dirty, but we have one sponge. We have 2 powder puffs that are garbage. Let's see. We got some small guys in here, so let's just start pulling some things out. That's a lot of makeup stuff. So we have the Nude Sticks, Nudies Tinted Blur Stick, and I have mine in the shade Light 1, so this is a foundation stick. The formula, loved the formula. I purchased this myself, but I've never had a foundation that was too cool toned. Like, this almost went on the side of purple. It was so cool toned. But it was a good mixer for some other things. It was not the color for me, and I've never had that happen. So I would definitely repurchase this in a different color because I loved it. But just that color is not for me. That's $32 for full, and this is the full-size stick, by the way. I know it looks small, but I got 9 uses, which is $3.55 a use. So, let's see, what else? We have the ColourPop No Filter Loose Powder. This was sent to me. It was given to me in a declutter. It was a very nice soft powder. For this being a little, mini travel size, this took forever for me to use up. And this one could get cakey if you layered too much accidentally. But this was $12 full price. It took me 17 uses to get through it, which is 70 cents a use. Which isn't bad. I think you can still repurchase this. But I don't think that I would. I just think I have other better powders. But it was nice to get through it. We have the Ulta Poreless Face Primer. Let me find it. And this is the mini. So this one retails for $8. And this guy took me 20 uses to get through. I won this in a giveaway. I hated the smell. It had this very nasty silicone-y smell to it, but it did do its job. It really did. It was a primer that I saw that really blurred my pores on my cheeks right here and on the tip of my nose. So I've been thinking about repurchasing it because I do need a blurring primer, and it did work, which is wild to me because I didn't enjoy it, but it did work. It was one of those. So let's see. We have the Pink Lips Lip Balm, and this has everything off of it now, but it's in the shade Dream. I had gotten this in an ice cream beauty box way back when. It was a good balm. Obviously good enough for me to finish, and that never happens. I don't think I would, again, go out of my way to repurchase, but I would be happy to get one in a box again because it was a very, very nice balm. The retail, it's $28 full price. It took me 27 uses, so that's $1.04 per use, which isn't bad. It left just a hint of tint. You could really build up the color if you wanted, but I just used it as a little tinted lip balm, so not too shabby. Then we have the ABH Black Brow Gel. It's in clear. This was a mini. So I got this through Ipsy. This is what the wand looks like here. I hated this. It didn't do anything for my brows. It smelled like shit. It was goopy. Wouldn't purchase. Gross. $13 full price. I ended up using it 31 times before I finally called it quits and said, no, I'm done. We're calling it. So, yeah, gone. We have some skincare here. We have from Earth Harbor. This is the Celestine serum. I got this in PR from the brand. This felt really nice on the skin. It has a natural ingredient smell, but I have found that all of Earth Harbor products have that natural ingredient smell. So, but they don't use any artificial ingredients. They don't use any artificial scents. So it makes sense and doesn't bother me. I don't think it did much for my skin besides gave me some glow. It's a hydropeptide replenishing serum. It did feel really nice on the skin. I would purchase this if I was in the market for getting some Earth Harbor products. We have from Neostrata, and this thing looks disgusting. Where are you at? This is the Neostrata Eye Therapy, and this retails for $89. I got this from Influencer. It has micro dipeptide 229 complex, which is a trademarked complex in here. As an eye cream, I did not see any difference in my under eyes, which I think eye cream at this point is a scam. But I then ended up just using this as an all-over moisturizer. And oh my god, it was so hydrating. It felt so great on the skin. It does go on a bit sticky at first, but it sinks in. I would never repurchase this because $89 is crazy. And also it's an eye cream and I don't use eye cream and I would never buy that just to use it as a moisturizer. So that's a whole to-do, but I was very happy that it was sent my way for something for me to try. We have the Tatcha Rice Wash. This was sent from Ipsy, and I'm so mad because I love this. It has a light scent, but it felt amazing on the skin. It lathered really nicely. It took off any residual makeup, and it left my skin feeling so soft. Like, I'm so mad because this is expensive. This little guy was $3.75, but I think the full size is like $40. But it's so good, and I want a full size so bad. We have we have Pacifica. We have their brightening face wash. It's the Glow Baby. And this was from Ipsy. I don't feel like this exfoliated my skin at all. It just felt like a normal cleanser. But the vitamin C and vanilla scent were extremely strong. Like, it smelled like you were burning a candle when you were washing your face. It smelled good, but, like, I don't think skincare needs to be that scented at all. Oh, it smelled so good, though. It was just a normal cleanser, and it was fine, but yeah, it just did not need to be that aggressively scented. $12 for that. I like Pacific Skincare. I wouldn't go out of my way to purchase that just because of how scented it was, but, you know, to each their own. We have from The Ordinary, this is their Buffet and Copper Peptides 1% serum. This was decluttered to me, and it was a fine serum. I don't know if I would go out of my way to purchase this again. Well, to purchase it, period. If it came into my life again, I wouldn't be mad, but I just don't know how I feel about Ordinary serums. I bought one that I'm using right now, so you'll see that in Q2 Empties. And I don't know if they do anything. They're affordable, and I love that, but I just don't know if they do much of anything. So, you know, take it or leave it, I suppose. We have a Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer Mini. This is $8. I used this 5 times, which would be $1.60 per use for this little guy. I got this in a giveaway, but I love this primer. This is my favorite gripping primer. It's the only gripping primer that I do really enjoy, so I would 100% purchase a Milk Makeup Gripping Primer, but yeah. And then we have a mascara empty. This is from Well People, and I got this in BoxyCharm. This is their Expressionist Mascara in black, which that is what the wand looks like. This is $20 full size. I loved the wand. I loved the formula. This came off super easy at the end of the night. It was a very black mascara. I would 100% repurchase this. This lasted the whole 3 months. I got 27 uses out of it, which is 74 cents a use. This sleeper hit. It was so good. Okay, we'll save those. All right. We have the Pure Leaves Vitamin C Tinted Moisturizer, and I had mine in the shade Fair. The full size of this is $36. Oh, I didn't leave a comment on it. Okay. I got 4 uses out of this, guy, so it was $9 per use, excuse me, which isn't bad. I love this. Usually when I get items from Pure Leaves, they are not the right shade. This was the perfect shade. It was the perfect texture. I would absolutely repurchase this. I loved it so very much. We also have from Colourpop, this is their no filter pressed powder that I finished. This also retails for $12. I got 43 uses out of this guy, which is 28 cents a use. I had mine in the shade Light, and I would absolutely re-get this. This is the pressed powder that made me like pressed powders. This was decluttered to me, but I would buy this if I could. This was fantastic. Phenomenal. Lovely. We have from La Roche-Posay, I got a little packet of their Mela B3 serum. It's a dark spot corrector. It's just a sample packet. I hated the smell of this. There was enough to do my whole face, but it stung. It stung so bad that I had to go wash it off. Could not use it. Did not like it. No thank you. We also have a sample packet of the Garnier Hair Honey Repairing Serum. Again, a one-time use for my hair. It smelled lovely, and it felt really good in my hair. It wasn't sticky, which I appreciate, and it sunk in really nice. It was easy to put in. I liked it. I don't really need hair serums, but if I did, this was really nice. Let's see, this is the Sulwhasoo. Oh, this one breaks my heart. This is the Sulwhasoo Concentrated Ginseng Moisturizer. I got this little guy in Ipsy. It smelled like a clay mask, but I loved it so much. And the full price of this is $260, so I'll never be able to buy it. Ugh. But it sank into the skin. This is probably the best moisturizer I've ever used. I'm so mad that I liked it so much, because that's never gonna happen. In a billion years, never gonna happen. We're almost done. If you've made it this far, tell me if you've emptied out any of these products. So we have 2 more skincare items. We have from Fresh, we have their Rose Facial Hydration Cream. I got this as a Sephora VIB gift offer thing, so for free. I did not like the smell of this. This is the kind of rose scent that I just did not like. But I love how this felt on the skin. So, and it's not too expensive. The full size of this cream is only $19, which when I think of the brand Fresh, I think of super expensive. So that actually surprised me. So honestly, I think if I was looking for a cream like this, because I feel like this would be more of a fall, winter, or winter into spring cream, I would repurchase this. I actually really enjoyed it. And then our last skincare to talk about is also from Fresh. It was a bundle. And this is the Fresh Tea Elixir Skin Resilience Activating Serum. So I loved the texture on the skin, but I did not like the scent of this one either. And for the price, I would never purchase this, but I would always be happy to get samples of it, because full size is $80. So yeah, I would never go out of my way to purchase it. But man, if they have little offers and little samples, please. So we can end with fragrance. So let's see. We have for makeup, I had finally finished my Clinique eye primer. So I bought this on sale. So the full price is $25, but I think I bought it half off. But it was okay. It did really brighten my eyes, which was nice, and it did not crease, which I enjoyed. But I don't think I'd repurchase. I don't like this pot system. I have found that for basically any makeup product, if it's in a pot like this, I just don't prefer it. I would prefer, for eye primer specifically, like a squeezy tube or something with a doe foot applicator. Or even right now, I'm using eye crayons. So yeah, it was nice. And if this is something you're into, like this kind of mechanism, it really did brighten my eyes and it did not crease. So 10 out of 10 for that. We have the Farah Smooth Focus Primer. So I got this through Ipsy as a points perk. Did not enjoy this. It's very similar to the Smashbox Photo Focus Primer, but like nowhere near as good. This was awful. Hated the texture. Would not repurchase that at all. And then this year I have finished 2 eyeliners. So the first one being this ColourPop eyeliner, and this is in the shade Peach Fuzz. I bought these secondhand on Facebook Marketplace, but they retail for $8. This is a nice eyeliner. It's a good color. It was beautiful in the waterline, very creamy, glided nice. This is a shade I would repurchase if I was buying more ColourPop eyeliners. But, where are you? I definitely prefer the NYX eyeliners, and this one's the Vivid Rich in Quartz Queen. This was also $8, and I got this shade specifically through Influencer. So I loved this formula. I loved the shade. It was white without being stark white. It still had a tinge of like pink to it. So it really brightened my under eye, and it went with literally everything. I would absolutely purchase this shade in this formula. I prefer NYX liners over the ColourPop liners. And last but not least, we just have 3 fragrances to go over. First, we have just a little mini guy, and this is Calvin Klein Eternity for Women. So that's what the full-size bottle would look like. And I rated this a 4 out of 10. Doesn't last long on skin or clothing, and it has a very vivid cologne scent. Yeah, because like specifically this said for women, this smelled like a men's cologne, which I don't mind. I wear colognes too, but this was intense. Just pow, right in the kisser. I got this from Influencer to try, and it just, the scent notes were amber, angelica, which is woody, herbaceous, and aromatic, ylang ylang, and vanilla. And it just was so pow, straight to the kisser, which, you know, some people enjoy. And then we have the Lifestyle Company fragrance in a line. This is just one of the travel set, like, scents. I got this through BoxyCharm. I did not enjoy this scent, but I didn't hate it, and I wouldn't purchase it. It's a $40 fragrance. I used it up just to use it up. It's something I would layer with other scents. I didn't hate it to the point that I got rid of it and didn't wear it, but I would never go out of my way to purchase this scent. And I did not write the scent notes down, so I do apologize for that. And I didn't write the scent notes down for this one either, but I did really like this one. This is the Catherine Malandrino Mystere fragrance. And this size retails for $6.50. I got this one through Ipsy as well, and this was a really nice scent that lasted forever. Beautiful. And I actually just saw this fragrance at TJ Maxx, so I might go pick it up just because. So that is everything that I have emptied for the first quarter of the year, the first 3-ish months, plus a, week into April. But yeah, let me know if you like the extra bits and bobs of information here, because I don't have to keep keeping track of all of that if you guys do not want all of the deets. But I just find it interesting on things that I can keep a numerical usage on to do so. It's just, I don't tally my skincare, which is why I don't have that listed as like, I used my skincare, I used this 4 times to empty. I don't tally my skincare. But if that's something you would like me to do just for data purposes, I can do that. I can put a little notebook next to my skincare. That's not a problem. I would love your feedback. I'm sorry that this is such a long video. I've asked you guys before if you would prefer monthly empties videos or if you liked the longer quarterly empties. Because I just don't feel like month to month I have that much. But then we get to the quarter and this is a 40-minute video. So I would just love your thoughts, opinions, feedback, anything and everything down below. Otherwise, that is going to do it for this quarter of my no-buy. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.